of the Tishat and Hupacheset First Nations. My name is Penny Cote. I'm the director for the Sproat Lake electoral area. I'd like to introduce you to the ACRD planning staff. Mr. Alex Dyer is the planning manager, Carrie Creighton, planning assistants, and then Mr. Jason Kivas, bylaws enforcement officer. First Nation. Okay. We've got a little bit of feedback here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This hearing is being held in the ACRD boardroom and electronically by Zoom. It is being recorded and is live streaming on the ACRD website. So would staff please provide direction and instruction on how to participate in this hearing?
Happy to. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining with us here tonight, Kat and Dan. We don't have anybody in the boardroom currently, but if you are watching the live stream on the website right now and wish to participate in the meeting, the details on how to join the Zoom meeting can be found in the Zoom meeting invite document that's linked on our website. I just want to quickly highlight some of the tools in Zoom that'll help you participate in the meeting if you are joining. If you're participating online, you have the option to mute or unmute your audio so other meeting participants can hear you. We do ask that you keep your audio muted if you are, unless you're asked to speak, just to reduce the background noise. There will be an opportunity to speak after staff introduce the application, and the applicants have a chance to have their comments as well. So when the chair calls upon members of the public to comment on the bylaws, we ask that they either put your hand up or call out that you'd like to speak. Once you've been recognized by the chair, we ask that you state your name and your address, followed by your comments or your questions. We have nobody in the boardroom here, but if anybody does join in the boardroom, we have a microphone system that we use. Otherwise, if you're online, you'll be unmuting yourself on Zoom. When using the Zoom function, there is a chat feature as well. It's accessed from the controls on your screen. If you'd like to ask a question or leave a comment at any time, feel free to do so. All comments will be addressed by staff during the public hearing, so add anything as you think of it. These comments will be brought forward when the chair asks for public comments, and there will be a final opportunity prior to the end of the public hearing to add any final questions or comments on the application. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the subject of this hearing are bylaws P1515 and P1516. These bylaws are applicable to 5801 Syringa Road and are necessary to rezone the subject property to facilitate a 3-lot subdivision. If you have any questions or comments about any other unrelated topic, I'd ask that you contact the regional district staff after this hearing has been terminated. So would staff now like to read out the notice of the public hearing?
Thanks, Betty. A public hearing for proposed development in electoral area D, Sproat Lake, has been scheduled to consider application RD 24009, bylaws P1515 and P1516. Hearing details: when, Tuesday, March 11th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Where, electronic call-in or in-person attendance at the Alberni-Clayoquot Regional District Office located at 3008 5th Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Property owners, Walter and Terry Dermuller, agent Daniel Dermuller. The subject property is located at 5801 Syringa Road and is legally described as Lot 4, District Lot 149, Alberni District, Plan 1647. Bylaws P1515 and P1516 are necessary to rezone the subject property to facilitate a 3-lot subdivision. Bylaw P1515 is a Sproat Lake official community plan amendment bylaw to redesignate the subject property from rural use to residential use. Bylaw P1516 is a zoning atlas amendment bylaw to rezone the subject property from forest rural A3 district to small holdings A1 district. The public hearing will be held by the director for electoral area D, the alternate director, or the chairperson of the regional district. The board resolution making this delegation, copies of bylaws P1515 and P1516, and all relevant background documents are available for review at the ACRD office and are available as supplementary information on the ACRD website at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/11-3-2025. Planning staff are available to answer questions in person, through email, or by phone during regular office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, from February 21st, 2025 to March 11th, 2025, excluding statutory holidays. Anyone who feels their interest in property will be affected by the proposed bylaws will be afforded a reasonable opportunity to be heard. You can participate in the public hearing in person, electronically, or by phone. Full instructions to do so can be provided by contacting planning staff. In addition, participation instructions are included in the supplementary information available at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/11-3-2025. The public hearing will be conducted from the ACRD office located at 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Written correspondence can be submitted to the ACRD by hard copy, delivered to the ACRD office in person or by mail. Email sent to publichearings@acrd.bc.ca. Email submissions will only be considered received if receipt confirmation is provided by ACRD staff. Written submissions can be provided at the public hearing or in advance. Written submissions provided in advance of the public hearing must be received no earlier than 8 a.m. on February 21st, 2025, and no later than 4 p.m. on March 11th, 2025. Submissions provided ahead of the public hearing outside of these parameters will not be included. If you have any questions, planning staff are available to provide assistance during regular office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, excluding statutory holidays. We can be reached at Alberni Claypot Regional District, Planning Department, 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC, B9Y2E3, phone 250-720-2700, or by email at planning@acrd.bc.ca.
Thank you. So the purpose of a public hearing is to receive input, written and verbal, from any person who believes that their interest in property is affected by the bylaws. Members of the public will be allotted 5 minutes to provide their comments a first time. We will hear everyone wishing to speak for the first time before allowing second comments. Each time a member of the public provides their comments, they will be allotted a maximum of 5 minutes. A person can come to the speaker's podium as many times as required, provided the person is providing information not previously presented to the public hearing. The board of directors will receive full minutes of this hearing before voting on these bylaws. Staff are taking minutes that summarize the issues raised. Please speak clearly to ensure accuracy. So, would staff please introduce the proposal?
Yes, thank you very much. I will begin with the agency referral responses. So those agency referral responses that we have received noted either no objections to the development or recommended that the bylaws be approved subject to conditions outlined in those responses. We have responses from the Ministry of Transportation and Transit and from the ACRD Building Inspection. The responses from the Ministry of Transportation notes that that road dedication would be required along Suringa Road in the amount of 5 meters in width as part of the subdivision process. Copies of all of the agency referral responses are available for public review, both linked on our website right now and with hard copies available in the boardroom here. Agency responses will form a part of the public hearing report that will be considered by the board. We also have one letter of correspondence from the public that was received ahead of the public hearing. The letter from Ross and Sherry Stevens expresses support for the rezoning application. Copies of that public correspondence is also available for public review, linked on the ACRD website and available as a hard copy here in the boardroom. And again, this correspondence will form a part of the public hearing report that will be considered by the board. Now, the proposal itself, the property owners have applied to rezone the 3.6 hectare property from Forest Rural A3 District to Small Holdings A1 District to facilitate a proposed 3-lot subdivision. The applicant has submitted a conceptual subdivision plan that would include a 1.6 hectare lot that would include the existing house and outbuildings and 2 1-hectare lots on either side of that. The rezoning application also includes a Sproat Lake official community plan amendment to redesignate the parcel from rural use to residential use. So bylaws P1515 and P1516 were given first reading by the board on December 11th, 2024, at which time this public hearing was delegated to be held by the area director. Bylaw P1515, as you heard, is the OCP amendment bylaw. that would redesignate the property to residential use, and bylaw P 1516 is the zoning amendment bylaw to rezone the property to the A1 district. When the ACRD board first considered the application on December 11th, the board confirmed that adoption of the rezoning would be subject to confirmation from a registered on-site wastewater practitioner that the parcel can accommodate on-site sewage disposal to a 0.8 hectare minimum density, which aligns with that minimum lot size that's required in the A1 zone. Additionally, the property lies within 800 meters of the controlled access highway along Highway 4, and approval from the Ministry of Transportation and Transit is required under the Transportation Act as well. So both the confirmation that sewage capacity can be met for this proposed development and approval by the ministry will be required prior to staff recommending that the board adopt the bylaws. But beyond that, I think I will leave it at that. Pass it back to you, Penny. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, would the applicant like to add anything?
No, it's very clear. Thank you for asking. We have nothing to add at the moment.
Okay,
Mhm.
we have no public here. So we will ask, do we have anyone online, or is there any questions coming in?
Yeah, we don't have any attendees online other than the applicant. Just a reminder, if you are watching the YouTube live stream right now and wish to join the meeting and ask a question, you will need to join the Zoom. And that link can be found through the Zoom invite document that's linked on the ACRD website, where the YouTube link is also held. But beyond that, no, we don't have anybody online, and no messages in the chat.
Okay. Should we wait a minute to see if there is anybody that's out there? This is the public's opportunity.
This is the opportunity.
Okay, we'll just give it a minute. Yes. So this looks like a bit of a change for this neighborhood, smaller lots. It's nice though to have building lots.
Yeah, for sure. When we look at the OCP for this area, so the all of the parcels along Serenga Road are designated as rural use currently, with the exception of a parcel to the north that was redesignated to industrial use in 2023. So there's no residential designated lands on Serenga, but it's certainly within the vicinity of the parcels along Faber Road and Dixon Drive that lie to the west of Serenga that are designated as residential use and have a mix of smaller lot sizes. So this one would represent a change in the neighborhood here, but as we've seen and through the neighbor notification process, hasn't appeared to have been anything that was of great concern. And when staff presented this to the board the first time on December 11th, it was noted that this opportunity for the 3-lot subdivision would support additional housing opportunities in Sproat Lake within an area that is relatively close to services and access to the highway, with also being outside the agricultural land reserve. So there you go.
Okay, great, thank you.
And we have no members of the public have joined us.
Okay, great. So at this time, I would ask the applicant one more time, do you have anything that you'd like to add to this?
No, we're good. Thank you for asking. We appreciate the time and for all of you showing up.
Thank you. And
Mhm.
nothing more to add?
Nothing more to add from staff. No, thank you.
Okay, then if that's how this is going, I will read my final statements here. So please be advised that members of the board of directors cannot receive any new information related to these bylaws between the end of this hearing and making a final decision on the bylaws. If any board member does so, the hearing could be invalidated and would have to be held again. With that in mind, does anyone have any final comments?
No.
Okay, I call for the first time. Is there any further representation on the bylaws? I call for a second time. for any further representation on the bylaws? Hearing no comments, I call for a third time for any further representation on the bylaws. That's it. Hearing no further comments, I declare this meeting terminated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.